Hi guys, today we're looking at the Samoca 35 Super. This has a 50mm f3.5 lens. It cost $34 on eBay. When they were new, they only cost $30. On eBay today, these range in price from $30 to about $150, depending on whether they're working or not. They actually have a good reputation for taking good pictures. They're very small. This particular one has a couple of problems. The film advanced spool slips. It could probably easily be fixed because these cameras are actually quite easy to take apart. And also the rangefinder adjustments for the horizontal and vertical are way off. It's probably focusing right, except the split image is not anywhere near correctly aligned. There's two adjustments for that inside. I don't know where they are, and I'm not going to attempt to try and fix it. The only personal significance to this is it's just a cute little camera with a center-mounted rangefinder that makes it look a bit like a Cyclops. The unique shape makes them sought after on eBay. These were made in 1956. There were several models Samocas. They were all made in Japan. Probably about 1952 or so, their first models came out. There was a Samoca 1, 2, and 3. And then finally, the Samoca Super 35 started the first rangefinders. Prior to that, they were just adjust the focus by the distance. This is probably the quietest shutter you'll ever hear on a camera. Let me, here's the shutter. Pretty quiet. Over here on the side, I'll have to do a close-up. That's the company logo, 3 A's. Supposedly the name Sanui, S-A-N-E-I, was phonetically understood as 3 A's in Japanese. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's their company logo. They weren't in business for too many years, but this was a actually well-made camera. And if you look for examples of pictures taken with these Samocas on the internet, you'll find some incredibly beautiful pictures. On the front of the camera, we have the lens. This is the flash sync terminal. On this particular model, it's M-Sync for flash bulbs only. The next model up after the Samoca Super was a Super 35. It basically looked alike, except it had a little lever here so you could select X-Sync or M-Sync. So that's really the only significant difference. This lever is the focus adjust on the lens barrel, and this ring is the aperture ring, and it adjusts nice and smoothly. It goes from f3.5 in this case to f22. These were made with two different lenses. This particular lens is f3.5. There was a faster lens. This, if I have to get the focus out of it, this is the shutter speed dial. It goes from B to 1/10th to 1/25th, 1/50th, 1/100th, and 250. Right now it's set on 1/250th of a second. And if I set it to 1/10th of a second, I don't know if you'll be able to hear the shutter, but it slows up appropriately. And lastly, of course, there's B, so the shutter would open and close when you let go. And that seems to work fine. As you focus, there's a depth of field scale at the top around that ring. And looking down on the rotating gear, you can see the field scale. The closest is about, looks like just under 3 feet. And then, of course, that's infinity. And there's a viewfinder window and a rangefinder window. The rangefinder, when you look through it, is actually gorgeous. It's nice and clear. The only problem is the misalignment of the horizontal and vertical. The split images don't look very well, but it's incredibly bright. On the camera top, there's the film rewind knob, which works very easily. It also cocks the shutter and advances the shutter, the frame counter. Right now it's at 10. There's 11 and 12. When you load the film, you have to turn this knob to reset this manually. So I could just spin this to 0 to reset it. The shutter release is kind of a goofy looking one, but it's threaded and it works fine. It has a cold shoe. This little lever is the film release lever for rewinding your film after you've finished the roll. Right now it's in the normal mode and you push it up there to rewind the film, and this is the rewind knob. It also has a film speed or film type reminder at the top, so you can turn that little knob and there's a little indicator, little speck of an indicator to show the reminder of what film type is in the camera. On the camera bottom, we have a tripod socket. This is the release to take the back off. And this little peg, bless their hearts, that stops the camera from tipping over when you set it up. If that peg wasn't there, the camera would tend to tip forward, depending on where your focus is, because when the lens is all the way out, it becomes nose heavy. I wish all cameras had some thought to setting them level. I know my big Fuji doesn't, and I use a rubber lens cap to set it level. On the camera back, we only have the viewfinder eyepiece. And let me open the back. You have to turn this lever from lock to open. The entire back comes off like that. Here's a spring-loaded for a pressure plate for the film, and you have to lift this little flap up to strap the film across it. You just stick your film in there, go across, there's the gear here to grab it, and then you put it in the slots and advance it. And like I said, this one has a problem with the film advance. The film back just snaps back in easily. And again, when you have it in, you turn it to lock and you're back to normal. There's nothing on either side except some screws to take it apart. It has no strap lugs for a carrying strap. So that's it. Cute little camera. They take good pictures. This particular one needs a little work to be functional, but from 10 feet away, it's a gorgeous little camera. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11.